the 5 and the 6 don't play with it.
You ready? Yeah. Yo, what's up? This is Penny Hardaway, and you're now tuned in to Hoop Chronicles Podcast. Peace.
Today on Hoop Chronicles Podcast, I got my guy, Coach Love, Carter High School head coach. He'll be telling us his story, telling us where the journey of basketball has taken him, and the things that he have accomplished while coaching basketball. So, Coach Love, here on Hoop Chronicles, our very first question that we like to start the podcast off with is, who put the ball in your hands?
Man, that was so many years ago. Actually, my mom and my dad, they big sports people. Baseball, football, basketball. That was in our house. So, and actually, my first love was football. I think I picked up basketball maybe 4th, 5th grade. I used to play with the Cedar Crest Comets. And it started from there. Went to O.W. Holmes Middle School. Ended up going to South Oak Cliff, the great South Oak Cliff High School. Shout out to South. Left there, went out of high school, went to junior college in Waco for 2 years. Left there, went to East Texas State, played basketball there for 2 years at East Texas State. Then when I got out of college, actually I started working. I was doing CPS work for like 2 years, and a good friend of mine that got me into coaching. I went to watch an AAU game with my brother, and he had just got the job at South Oak Cliff. I never forget this. I told this at the Hall of Fame thing. He goes, yeah, love. He said, I know you don't like me. He said, but you're gonna be my assistant coach at SOC. And I'm looking like, Coach Reed, what you talking about? He said, yeah, man, you're gonna be my assistant coach at SOC. He said, I'm from Detroit, you from Dallas. He said, I need you at SOC. He said, I know you played at SOC and you know everybody in Oak Cliff area. He said, I need you at SOC. So it went from there. And Coach Reed, I owe everything to Coach Reed. Taught me everything about dealing with players, parents, administration, how to run a program, how to work camps in the summertime, how to just deal with, this basketball. And I owe all that to him.
Coach, look, I got a question for you. Growing up, you say you're from Dallas, right? Mm-hmm. You grew up with a 2-parent household?
2 parents, yes, sir.
Okay. Talk about growing up in a 2-parent household, having that early structure in your life, and how it kind of shaped you to the man you are now.
Right. Like I said, my mom and dad was always together for me and my brother. We grew up in Oak Cliff, certain parts of Oak Cliff. Seemed like when it started getting bad in our area, my mom would always move us away. They would move us away, and trying to shield us from things that we see every day. But they couldn't. They did the best they could. But like I say, our household, you wasn't no messing around our house. You had to go to school. That's number one. You couldn't bring home bad grades. That's number two. You had to clean up. You had areas we had to do this and that. Just normal family. But like I said, my dad and mom, they was real strict on us, and not so much strict, but they just made sure we did the right things, and we was kids and nothing else. We had to be kids. Wasn't no, like I say, we 8, 9 years old being grown ups. We didn't have that in our house. Mama said do this, that's what you did. Dad said do it. Wasn't no back talk, this and that. So that's the type of household I grew up in.
This sound like a good traditional household to be a part of.
Yeah, excellent.
Coach, so talk about, like, you went to W.D. Brown, right?
No.
What middle school you went to?
I went to O.W. Holmes.
I'm sorry, O.W. Holmes.
Yeah.
You got to O.W. Holmes. Mm-hmm. Are you playing basketball at O.W. Holmes?
Yes, played baseball and basketball there.
Okay.
And it was a wonderful experience because in middle school, I was still learning how to play. And guys were bigger, stronger, and so, I had to learn a lot. And back then, it wasn't no excuse. You didn't make excuses. You had to get with it.
Right.
It's either you could play or you not. It wasn't no, well, we're gonna keep you around. Nah, they was cutting people back then. So you had to be good at what you was doing. And like I said, we used to go play every day at the boys club, on the playgrounds. Just something to get better every day.
So how do you pick what high school you're gonna go to? Because you said you're from the Oak Cliff area. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of schools in the Oak Cliff area.
Well, actually, where we lived, we was zoned. In the apartments we lived in, one side of the apartment was zoned to go to Roosevelt. One side was zoned to go to South Oak Cliff. So all of my friends, that I was really close to, they went to sock. But here goes the kicker to that. My mom graduated from Roosevelt.
Ah, okay.
So she was like intent on me going to Roosevelt. And I was like, Mom, so-and-so going to sock, so-and-so going to sock. I don't care about that, this and that. So it took the man of the house, my dad, like, nah, he going where he want to go. That's where he want to go. Let's let him go there. So that's how I ended up going to sock.
Talk about walking to them sock hallways and being a freshman and playing on the basketball team.
It was different because now you going to a school, you got what we had probably about 3,000, 3,500 kids at sock. You know, it wasn't no Maceo Smith back then, so all the kids had to go, and then they was bused to go to South Oak Cliff. So when I first got to sock, it was an experience for me because, I mean, I'm seeing all these people. I'm a 9th grader. I really didn't know a lot of people over that way because where I lived at, right now, you would be going to Maceo Smith. So I knew my little friends that went there. So, I mean, then you go, and the coach there is the legendary coach, Jimmy Gales. So we go in, I want to play basketball. Okay, you try out. So we, in the gym, you might have 100 kids over there trying out. And Coach Gale would like, pick 5, you know, just pick 5, put you on the team, you go out there and play. And that's how you made the team. Like you had to go out there, and if your team winning, he looking, your team losing, his big thing was, I don't want losers in my gym. So, you know, once you get to playing in there, you get to playing, then, you know, in the beginning, it's scary because you got some big time players that came out of side. You know, Rodney Samuels was there, Nathan McCoy, Deion Hunter, he got, so, you know, I'm a little nervous. I'm like, golly, man, these some real dudes in there. But the more we played, it got better for me. And then, you know, I found myself, you know, at soccer. And like I say, I wouldn't change that for the world.
Coach, you playing are you on varsity or 9th grade?
No, I was on the freshman team.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
There's that many guys in there.
We had some dudes, man.
Okay.
And then, you know, we had 3 different teams, freshman, JV, varsity. Back in the day, if you made the varsity as a freshman or sophomore, you was really, really good. You know, I mean, you was better than good. So, but, you know, like I say, play on the freshman team, freshman year, JV team. Then we got moved up. Me and a couple of guys got moved up as sophomores. And after that, it was, you know, it was on the varsity for the rest of the time I was at SOC.
Talk about that first high school varsity practice where you get a chance to practice with the varsity guys. What was it like, Coach?
It was terrifying because back then we all practiced together. And I still do that today with my teams. You know, freshmen, JV, and varsity, we all practice together. So you practice and get some guys that's like you saw on TV or guys you read about in the newspaper. So it was like it was shell shock. I'm like, man, look at these dudes. I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if I'm fast enough. I don't know if I'm strong enough.
So Coach didn't come to like your middle school and recruit you?
Nah, back then, it pretty much wasn't no recruit. You went to where you was on to go to school at,
okay.
and that so he knew what he was getting. You know, he saw us play because we played in the championship game. So he saw us play. He knew the kids that was coming in there. So, but when you got there, you still had to prove yourself to him that you was worthy of playing that soccer.
Talk about that, your first year on varsity. You're in transition from being a sophomore on the JV to now you on varsity. How did your responsibilities change on the court at this point?
Well, you know, by the time I got on varsity, I was an older kid, and some of the other guys had left. So my junior year, I mean, we still had a good group of kids, but still I was like, I was nervous, man. My first varsity game, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know. So coach used to tell us, you go out there, we know you scared, get you a layup. And I'm like, how am I gonna get a layup? I can't get the ball. So but his thing was play defense, get a rebound. So I still remember we was playing, I want to say it was Brian Adams, and I got a steal. And the whole time dribbling, I could hear my dad in the stand say, don't miss the layup. My dad, one of the guys, was loud, and I went and made the layup, and everything just like, whoo. I was like, I was good then. I was like, okay, I see what Coach talking about. But it was experience in itself. I think a lot of people still do that. They nervous about that first game on varsity, because that's big, man. You know, playing on the varsity, that's big.
Man, especially at soccer back in the day.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Well, it was like wall to wall, like jam-packed back in the day?
All the time, all games we played. It was just like that. So the
like
thing about
3,000 people every game?
You know how Sprague's is?
Yeah.
That's what we used to play at Sprague's,
okay.
Forrester, Cobb. Cobb was brand new back then.
Oh, wow.
So every time we played, it was jam-packed in there. So after a while, you get used to it, and it never bothered you. But just first time going in there playing the spread. In that our freshman game was crowded like that. He had a lot of people in the stands. So, I mean, it was great. It was great atmosphere, and it got you ready for what we was trying to do.
What one thing that you learned from your high school coach that sticks with you to this day?
Man, that's easy. Never quit. He never let us quit. You know, he's always talking about quitting on the court, quitting off the court. He never let us do that. You know, he never let us talk about quitting. He just didn't have it in him. And I take that right now from Coach Gales. Like I tell these guys, man, we ain't doing no quitting. Yeah, we felt we came short up again, but ain't no quitting here. So that's the one thing I took from him, the quitting part.
Coach, so at this point, how you in South Oak Cliff High School, how are you able to like stay on the right track? Because we know like South Oak Cliff is in the southern side of the city. You can easily get distracted by what's going on.
We had a lot of things going on, but it was the people I was around. The guys that was on the basketball team, you know, they was about books. They was out, you know, about having fun, but they wasn't getting in no trouble. And then my parents didn't play that.
Right.
I was more scared of my parents than I was the police, teachers. Please don't call my mom. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that kept me going. And then, like I said, my dad was a daddy.
Right.
You know, he was strong, and he let us know, like, man, look, this is what you gonna do.
How are you picking your friends? Because you, like you said, you knew here. It's a lot of people here.
Well, I mean, you in class, you know, you meet people, and then y'all have some of the same things that y'all like, and that's how we actually picked each other. And then, but I knew this. I couldn't bring bad friends to my house.
Right, that's why I was getting. That's why I was getting there, Coach.
Nah, that wasn't gonna happen. You know, my dad and mom was big on that. They're like, nah, he can't come around here. You know, he doing this or he doing that. So, and like I said, I believed in what my mom and dad was telling me. So, and it worked out for me.
Coach, you how far does SOC make it your junior year? Like, where are y'all?
We lost in the regionals. We lost in the regionals. We lost in the regionals.
And so that's how many games into playoffs? Like 5 or 6?
Back then,
4?
let me see. I can't
Excuse
remember.
me.
Maybe about 5 or 6, something like that.
Okay. So you guys come up short your junior year. Talk about this senior year and the expectations that Coach has given you, because I'm pretty sure at this point you the point guard. I'm pretty sure your role
Me
has
and my
increased.
guy, Kiwi Gully, and Pat Wyatt was our team. So here go the thing. We was set, man. We set. We think we're gonna win it all, this and that. We get ready to go back to school. Our coach take a college job. Coach Gales takes the North Texas job. So that just crushed us. So, and it was like, what we gonna do now? And then we end up getting Coach Gillum, who was a great coach in himself, but for 3 years you played for a guy that, man, all you did was, you knew him. And then your senior year, you change, you get a new coach. It really affected our team because, some of the kids were still stuck on Coach Gales and what he did. Some of the kids was like, okay, let's try this. But, it was a good season. It was a bad season. It was a learning season for us. But like I said, I think it would have been a whole lot better if we'd had Coach Gales.
When are you getting your offers? Like, when are you getting interest that colleges are looking at you and things of that nature?
Actually, we started getting that in summertime. We used to play in the summer league down at El Centro College. It was BCI. So college was there all the time. So you always played in front of colleges. And it's different than now. They was really looking for high school kids. And then the kids that couldn't go play in the 4-year schools, they went to play in the junior college, which was big time back then. So, every time SOC hit the flow somewhere, you had colleges looking at us. So, and then we had some big time players in our program. So, yeah.
So, it's your senior year. Are you thinking that basketball finna end for you, or are you thinking like, hey, I might actually have a chance after high school to continue playing?
I always thought I had a chance playing college. And then this was a saying in my household. My dad was like, ain't no sitting around here after high school. You either going 2 places. Me and my brother like, where? You either going to the military or you going to college. And I knew I wasn't going to the military.
Okay.
So I was like, Dad, I'm going to play basketball. You better make sure of that. So it wasn't never a doubt in my mind that I wasn't going to college.
Are you training at this point? Like of course, it's a new era. Like when we talk about training now, it's different from what training is for you guys back in the day. But like, Are you training? Are you like working out? Like, are you?
Training the guys or
Nah, I'm talking about
myself?
Yeah, I like.
Nah,
Where
I
are you
mean,
working out at?
I shoot. I come in here and shoot a little bit, but I walk a lot, man.
No. When you was in high school.
Oh, the gyms.
Oh.
You know, wasn't no training back then. You go to the gym. That's where you learn how to play. At the parks, you had older guys in the gym would teach you. Like, you know, I don't know what the older guys doing now in the gym, but it wasn't no training like that back then. You know, we hooped at the gyms. You know, we played open gym all the time. You just played. Like, we would get up in the morning. The gym would open up at 8 a.m. and close at 12. So we get there about 8:30, 9, and play our way at 12. Go home. That's when they had the free lunches at the park. We eat free lunch. Gym open back up at 3. We'll go back to the gym and hoop some more. It'll go from 3 to 5. The gym will close at 5. We'll go home. Gym open back up at 6. We'll go from 6 to about 8 and go home. And then we'll do that all over again. So we played all the time. I mean, like, I don't know anything about no training back when I was coming up.
What do you think about the trainers now?
I think it's awesome now. I think some of these guys do a great job with these kids. I mean, I think you need it now more because the kids don't play in the gyms no more. They don't play in the parks. And when I say don't play, I mean they don't play competitive. Yeah. They out there just playing. Yeah. But we didn't do that. We played competitive. You trying to win, you trying to get better. And I don't think they do that no more. So the training is needed for the kids nowadays.
That when you hoop outside. I hooped outside on concrete.
I did too.
Yeah,
we used to go to the park.
Yeah,
I used to beg my mama. We used to get in trouble. Like, hey, Mom, can we go outside? You better not get off that porch. And once I go outside, wait about 30 minutes, I'm sneaking to the park. And she knew where I was at. And when I come on, I just take the punishment, like whatever. You can't watch TV no more. All right.
I can still go to the park.
I can still go to the park and hoop. So, you know, that's what we did.
It's your senior year at this point. Like, are you getting interest letters? Are you getting offers?
Got a lot of junior colleges. You know, got a lot of junior colleges. And actually what helped me a lot, I had an older cousin that was really, really good. Actually, in high school, he got drafted to go play baseball for the Phillies. So he goes there for a year and come back home. When he come back home, he goes to junior college. And he was telling me, like, you need to come to junior college and keep working on your skills. And then after that, you do this. So I was a big believer of him. And that's what I did. And
what junior college did you go to?
It was called TSTI in Waco back then. I don't know what it is now. He went to McLennan and I went to TSTI. They both in Waco. So he was more than my cousin. He was like a big brother to me. And he made sure whatever he did, I was doing. And it worked out for me because.
Are you the oldest?
No, in my family, yeah, I'm the oldest on my mom's side. It's just me and my little brother.
So you graduate high school, you the first one to graduate. You the first one to attend college.
I went the first one to attend
college. I mean, not attend college, but I'm just saying out of your brothers.
Yeah.
How is your family responding to you? Like what are they?
They loved it. Well, like I said, I didn't have no choice. It's either military or college. So when I got in college, you know, I still remember the first day. My mom, my uncle, my aunt, well, both of my uncles, my aunt, my dad, they took me to college. And they said, they gave me a little speech this and that. They like, ain't no coming home. You know that, right? I said, yeah. They said, when you come home, you coming home with that degree, right? Yes, sir. So, I mean, it wasn't no, like nowadays, parents like, well, you can, it wasn't that in my family.
You ain't getting no automatic, like it's either black or white.
Yeah, and that was a good thing because, you know, you either go this way and that's wrong, but you go this way, that's right. And like I say, back then, I believed in what my parents taught me and just my family, my uncles, my aunts, you know, whatever they say was law, and that's what I believed in.
Yeah, they don't do that no more.
Nah.
That's how I'm raised. Like my parents old school. Like,
yeah, man.
They don't play that. Like it wasn't no. I ain't get a chance to do everything that everybody else got a chance to do.
Because my mom used to tell me this. My dad used to tell me this. Okay, if we letting you do all this and this and this now, while you at this age, what are you gonna do when you become an adult? And it made sense to me. Like going to parties, going to clubs in high school. Nah, I went to some parties. But like they doing now, clubs and hanging out at bars. Oh, man, no. That wasn't happening in my family.
Talk about that first junior college practice. Who was your coach when you get to junior college?
That's crazy. Watch this. Carl Love.
Carl Love.
So the kids thought I was some kid to him. Man, is that your dad? Nope. He's some kid. Why y'all got the same last name? I said, I don't know, man. But I still remember the first practice. we had a meeting, and he told us this. He was telling us about the program and how we run things and this and that. And he said, I just want y'all to know, I have no problem sending you guys home some TNMO. We was like, what is that? So he was talking about sending you on a bus, Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma. He gonna send us home the long way. So, and then he said the last thing, he said, yeah, we practice at 5 a.m.
That's an adjustment for you, coach.
Man, yeah. So I called my dad, like, man, Dad, we practicing at 5 a.m. Yeah, that's what they doing. My dad, that's what they do in the military. I said, Dad, it's college though. He said, whatever that man asking you to do, that's what you need to do. And I still remember that. Man, I woke up about 3:30 in the morning, and my roommate, he's over there. He's like, man, me and him still tight today. Like, man, what you doing? I said, man, we got to be at practice at 5. I said, we don't make it. We got to run. He like, what time? I like 3:30. So he got up, and we waiting. So we finally go to practice, and we get to practice, man, and somebody was late. This is the first day, somebody was late. He lined us up on the line. First day, my junior college practice, and we get to running. And I said to myself, man, I know one thing I ain't gonna never do. I ain't gonna never be late. But I need to talk to my partner over and tell him about being late. Now, he ran the dog out of us, man. But he was, the thing about it, as the older we got, I used to ask him about that stuff. And he said, man, I was trying to make people quit. I said, why, coach? He said, because I wanted people there that wanted to be there. I said, yeah, you made some guys quit too. I mean, because they couldn't take and I was used to doing that because that's what we did at SOC. Some of them guys couldn't do that. They couldn't do that. Nah.
Are you starting as a freshman in junior college?
Coming out the bench. Coming out the bench. And like I say,
that's crazy, because you know they got freshmen starting in junior college now. So.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like nowadays, a lot of the best players don't go to junior. Back when I was coming in, you know, they had the House bill, was it 72? Where you had to make a 7. That's when they started passing the whatchamacallit test. You had to pass that test. A lot of kids weren't passing that test.
ACT?
So, yeah, well, not the ACT.
SAT?
I forget what it was called. But you had to go to junior college, and that's what I'm talking about. You had some Larry Johnson, you know, Stacy Ogden. A lot of you guys playing at junior college back then. So.
You played against Larry Johnson?
Yeah, man, I've been playing against Larry since we was in high school. You know, he went to Skyline. Then when he came out of Skyline, he went to Odessa. So we used to play Odessa every year. So I mean, you played against some dudes and
so you got a chance to see they like up close and
Oh
personal.
yeah. Hey, I just spent the night at Larry's house, man. That's how cool we was.
Man.
Good dude.
Man, he definitely a legend. Like.
Oh yeah.
So like, and when you talk about like, and not to get off topic, but like
Nah,
some
good.
of the best guys in the DFW that you have seen with your eyes, like,
Man.
give me just 5. It don't have to be no order.
No order, yeah.
Just give me the 5 that you ain't seen.
Now this is my 5.
Yeah, this your 5.
Okay. Easily, Larry Johnson, easily. That's one, easily. A lot of people might not know this dude, but I can say he's probably one of the best kids that ever played in Dallas. You ever heard of Carl Wright?
Carl Wright.
Played at SMU.
He sound familiar.
Yeah, man, he was a dude. You need to look him up.
I got him.
Carl Wright played at Roosevelt. So we got Larry, we got Carl Wright. Man, what's my dude? Let's see, we got. You said 5?
Yeah, give me 5, coach.
And it's kind of hard because you got.
I'm actually right here on the spot. I ain't giving you a lot of time.
I'm giving you Carl Wright and Larry Johnson. That's no doubt. I need some help.
You know what, Cole? When people see the interview, they'll list the rest of them.
They will. They gonna be like, man, you don't remember? I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But I say Larry, Carl, Chris Bosh was tough.
I was gonna
Bosh
ask.
was tough. I got to give Bosh. LaMarcus was tough, man. I just can't give 5. Darrell Arthur was tough.
Yeah, okay.
I had a chance to coach him one year, so. Man, but I'm gonna go with that 5. And I know I'm missing out on something. If Rodney Samuel don't get hurt his senior year, he easily top 5. Played with me at SOC. Dude was before his time. So I say Larry, Rodney Samuels, Chris. Got a chance to coach against Chris. LaMarcus and LaMarcus was tough. Carl Wright, no doubt. I'm gonna say that's 6. I said 6. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine, coach.
Oh, and I gotta say this one name. You know, and a lot of the young guys I know this guy. Pontus Wilson.
Pontus Wilson.
Played at SOC, played at Arizona State. Man, tough. So
Did Headache Smith go?
Headache was at Spruce. He played at Spruce.
Okay,
but I grew up with Headache.
Okay.
Shout out to my boy Steven. That's my dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him on the podcast as well. So yeah, he got a great story. I watched it on
Yeah,
the
man.
Netflix documentary.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why that's really the reason why I do the podcast. I just feel like so much history out here. Like
It is.
As far as basketball, we know like
And it's so much history you'll forget because you done had some dudes like Headache was like,
one of the best guys.
man. And that, like I say, I didn't try to forget, but it's just so many names that you miss out. You really can't just because everybody, you got all these areas that guys played in, and I got a chance to see a lot of them. But like I say, Larry and Carl Wright, man, it don't get too much better than that.
How did you end up going? How did you end up attending East Texas? Like, how is your junior college time going?
Went good. It's great. We was taking visits. Me and a couple teammates were taking visits. So the coach from East Texas State, he called our coach and said, "Hey, I want to bring them guys in for a visit." And we were just coming back from I think school up in Oklahoma, southeastern Oklahoma, and so coach. He said, well, coach from East Texas State want to come bring y'all on a visit. And we was like, when he gonna come? He's like, he coming Sunday to pick y'all up. I was like, okay, cool. So I called my mom, told her, hey, we're going to East Texas. I didn't know anything about it. And she said, you know, you got a cousin down there. I said, no. She said, yeah. She said, I'm gonna call her mama and tell her to be looking for y'all. So we go to East Texas. It's a Monday, man. We go on a Monday. And we visit the campus, and just so happened, this is Greek show week for the campus. So we play Monday, we play Tuesday. We think we're finna go home, you know. So coach was like, hey man, we got a Greek show coming on. Y'all wanna stay? I'm like, yeah, we wanna stay, cool. So we go play again Wednesday. Greek show was Thursday. We go to the Greek show and Friday. So after the Greek show, Friday, we go back to the gym. He getting ready to take us back. So me and the other guy, we was like, hey, coach, can we ride home with, we knew somebody on campus, can we ride home and go back to Dallas? He's like, yeah. He said, how y'all like the camp? I said, coach, send my scholarship papers to Coach Love. I'm signing. And he was like, you sure? I said, yeah, I'm signing, because it blew me away when I went down there. I knew some guys from Dallas. The school, the campus, the atmosphere was just awesome, man. I thought, when I called my coach, I said, man, I don't want to take no more visits. Because we had one more visit scheduled to go up to school up in Kansas. I'm like, coach, I don't want to take no visits. I want to sign her. He said, you sure? I said, yeah. I said, I want to sign her. I said, and I told him to send you the papers and I told him to send them to my mom. And she said, yeah. So my dad was like, you know what? That's perfect for you. I said, why? He said, cause it's far enough where your mama can't even run down there and see you, and you a long way where you close enough where we can get to you if we need you. I said, yeah, Dad, you're right. And you know, they helped make my decision. The campus blew me away. The atmosphere, the parties, which you ain't supposed to go to school to be partying anyway.
Right.
But it was just like,
yeah,
man. So I was like, so I can do this all the time. And of course they had a club on campus, and man, it was great for me. So, and that really made my decision to go there. Like I said, I did have some friends down there that I didn't know, and that played a big decision in it too.
You talk about that first practice being a college is a 4 year, yeah.
You know what? I was ready because I had played at SOC, I had played for Coach Love at TSTI, which dude was tough. So I knew coming in. And I had practice with the team on the visit. I knew coming in what I had to do, and the people I had to play against, and the people that was coming in. And back then I was super confident about what I could do. So I was hyped to go to practice, and it was every bit like I thought it would be. It was tough. It was a lot of running, a lot of talking that you don't do in high school.
Right.
But I think I was ahead of the curve when I got there because I had some good coaches, man, that taught me the right way. So I was prepared. I was ready to go, and like I said, it was great.
How well do y'all do? I mean, East Texas is Division One now.
Yeah, it was Division II back then.
Okay.
We did well. I mean, we ended up losing in the conference championship to Texas A&I. It was A&I back then.
Okay.
What are they now? The school in Kingsville. I don't know what they is now.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but
Texas A&M Kingsville.
it's something like that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we lost to them in the championship to go to the championship game in the conference tournament. And you know, college different, man, because you know you play in your conference thing, but to win that, then you go to the nationals. But you know, we never made it to the nationals, but we always were competitive, and you know.
What are you studying at college? Like, what are you taking up?
I started out criminal justice,
Okay.
and I switched over to sociology, and that's what I graduated in sociology.
So you play 4 years, you graduate, you get your degree. Are you able to come back home now or not?
Yeah, I was ready to come back home. Man, I was ready to come back home.
Get back to the city living.
Just to see what it was, you know, fresh out of college. When I came back home, I didn't know what I was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? One thing about no coaching, I was thinking about getting a job and go have fun, man. I'm a college graduate. Pretty soon I'll be at my mom's house. I had been, you know, when you get college, you living on your own, so you think that's what's happening. And my mom told me, she said, hey, you ain't gotta rush to move out here. She said, don't put yourself in a bind. I'm like, okay, Mom. So went and worked 2 years for Buckner's Children's Homes. It wasn't CPS, it was like CPS, because you were dealing with kids that got pulled out of homes. And so I did that for 2 years. And like I say, my little brother used to play AAU, so I was coaching his team. So we're at Sprague's one day, and Coach Reed used to be the assistant coach at Kimball. He comes in, and he said, hey man, I just got the job in soccer. I know you don't like me, but you're gonna be my assistant coach. And at the time, I'm thinking like, yeah, I love basketball, but I ain't never really thought about coaching. Snoop used to be over at Kimball. Snoop always try to pull me into coaching because, you know, I used to coach my little brother and them team in the summertime. He's like, man, you can coach. But I'm like, I still didn't know the ramifications of coaching and what it took to do that. And that's where Coach Reed came in. He's like, man, look, he said, I'm gonna teach you everything. You're gonna meet everybody you need to know. You know, all you need to do is just be a sponge to this. And that's what I was. I mean, like I said, I owe everything to Coach Reed. Without him, I wouldn't be here. And I mean, he didn't sugarcoat nothing to me. He told me, hey, this how it's gonna be. This what you gotta do. This what you gotta do. This what you gotta do. And I just took for what it was and did what he was telling me to do, and it worked out for me.
Talk about that first coaching job, Coach. How does it help you along the way, that first coaching job?
Well, the good thing about it, I got to go back and coach at my alma mater at SOC. So, and I knew a lot about SOC, but SOC had changed from the time I went there. And Coach Reed was like, he had just won a state championship as assistant coach at Kimball with Coach Johnson. So he was bringing that, and then he's from Detroit. So he was bringing all that into SOC. And then he was telling me like, man, this is what we got to do to get to the stats we was at Kimball. And, you know, I don't know, man. I'm a young guy, fresh out of college, 2 years out of college. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna run with this. And we go in the first practice, and I still don't know what to do. So Coach was telling me, okay, hey, look, I'm gonna take you go down with them kids, and I want you to do this and this and this and this. And I just started doing it, and I just started learning from him. And then, like I say, I would go to camps in the summer times, and I would go to clinics. You know what I'm saying? And I knew basketball, but I didn't know how to coach it.
Right.
And that's what he was teaching me. He like, teach me how to run a program and teach me how to deal with this and that. And like I say, I was with him for like, Coach Reed coached like 3 years at SOC, 3 or 4 years. Then he moved on and took another job. And that's when Coach Mays got the job at SOC. And then we start really, because Coach Reed took us to a point, he left, Coach Mays got it, and we just took off. You know, we took off, and like I said, I learned a lot from Coach Mays. My dude retired, man. You retired on me, dude.
We're gonna have to get sit down with you too,
Yeah,
Coach Mays.
man, that's my dude, man. And like I say, I learned a lot. You want to know something about professionalism? That's that dude. You know, how to dress on certain occasions, how to speak to certain people. He's 100 on that type of stuff, and that's what I needed because I'm a dude out of Oak Cliff. I wear sweatpants and t-shirts. I don't know about putting on no suit and doing unless I'm going to church. And Coach Mays taught me all that, man. I owe a lot to him, dog.
Where do you see basketball going? I'm sorry, Coach. I got a better question. So
Okay.
you get your own. You find your school. You go back to SOC. Talk about transitioning from SOC to your own school.
To Spruce?
To Spruce.
Man, so I was at SOC for 6 years, assistant coach, and we had accomplished a lot over there. And the job from Spruce came open, and they was asking about the job. So I knew a lot about Spruce because we used to play against when I was in high school. We played against as a coach, and I knew a lot of people in Pleasant Grove. So Spruce was still a good job at the time. I thought, like, man, I can go over there and start a program and, get myself ready. Because actually, after that 6 year, we had just lost the Lincoln in the regional finals, Chris Bosh and them. I was kind of tired of being an assistant coach. And I was like, man, I need to start doing on my own thing. So I was like, I applied for some jobs, don't get them, that's cool. So when this job came open, I thought about it. I said, man, you know what? I can go over there and make a name for myself and build this program up. I never wanted to leave Spruce. They don't close, I never wanted to leave it. So I go over there and start working over there, and things worked out great. And soon as we get ready to just take off on the city, they closed the school. And that crushed me, man. I didn't know if I wanted to coach anymore, if I wanted to go do something else, because I was like, man, DISD did this to me, man. Like, God, dog. But I understood what was going on. And it took me a minute,
To shake back.
Yeah, man. The people from SOC called me and asked me, hey, come back over here and coach. You're going to get another job, this and that. But I still wasn't really into it, man. I was like, man, I came over here and built this program up, and y'all just take it away like that. We was good, man. We was really good. Something like the program we got. And it took me a minute just to figure out that this is what I still wanted to do. And it took a guy named Key Wilson. He was like, man, in the job that we got, this is what happened. You get fired, you gotta go find another job. He said, you didn't get fired, just close the school. But I was like, how do they do something like that? And it took me a minute, man, to just realize. So I went back and worked at SOC for like 2 years. And about 3 years. I think the third year I stopped. I went to OW. I took a job at OW Homes. And stuff started heating up for me. People started calling me about jobs, this and that. And the 5th year, people don't realize I didn't coach for I was assistant again for 5 years when I left Spruce. They thought I was still a head coach. Like, nah, I wasn't. So that 5th year, Carter had contacted me. It was like, Coach, our coach is getting ready to retire. We're looking for a coach, and we considering you. And this was Goree Johnson. He was the AD downtown. And he said, I know you mad about that Spruce situation. He said, but let me explain something to you. He said, Carter would never get done like that. And I was like, how you know? He said, because of the tradition, he said, man, you take that job, man, you're going to do good. He said, you're going to do well over there. He said, you're going to do way better than you did at Spruce. I said, Coach, I just came out the regional finals at Spruce. He said, you're going to top that over there. And me listening to Goree, he ain't never told me nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay. And job came open, did the interview, got the job. And that was, 12 years ago. And this is where we at now.
How many championships have you won, Coach?
District championships? Never won a state championship. Lost in 2017 in the state championship, but district championships, man, it's more than 10. It's a lot. It's a lot, man. Here's the thing. I didn't want every award in high school you can win as a coach, but one award.
The state championship.
State championship.
Coach, now I know why, but how do you feel like? What do you feel like that stopped y'all from getting
this year?
No, just in general, just your years of being in 4A. Have y'all always been 4A since you've been here?
No, When I first got here, we was 5A.
Oh, okay.
And then I think it was 2 years later, we dropped to 4A.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the thing about us, we ain't never had the best team.
Right.
That's number one. But the thing about it, it's just, it runs in cycles, man. You got one team hot here this year. You got another team hot this year. But the thing what I like about our program, we are steady. We always right here. And it's just, we just got to take the extra step to get to that point. And we going to do it, you know. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time.
I feel like y'all had to. I like Carter. Like I like all the other schools in DFW too, but it's something about the inner city schools that I like that I want to see win.
Right.
And I like the system that's ran though. And I feel like y'all. I'm being this is my opinion, and I'm not from here, so I can't be biased.
Yes.
It's my opinion about it. It's just like I feel like Carter got the short end of the stick in 4A basketball a couple times.
People have said that.
You know, and you know, man, it's hard. We talking about 4A basketball. You gotta go against 6'10s and 6'8s and stuff like that.
It's tough.
It's
tough.
I ain't came since. I've been watching Carter for
Right.
like the last 4 or 5 years. You guys don't come in here with like new faces every year. Like,
Nah.
You know, the guys you see is the guys you gonna get pretty much.
And we build within. We build with our 9th graders in middle schools. You know, every once in a while you're gonna get a transfer here and there, but I mean that don't happen over here. You know?
Right.
We build with the kids within. You know, put a lot of emphasis on our 9th grade program. You know, because that's the future. You know,
Right.
if you don't put no emphasis on that, then you know, I ain't into all that other stuff. But like I said, we build within. Like I say, those kids that we played with this year, you're going to see them again next year.
Right.
And then you're going to see them again the next 2 years because they all, you know, they were sophomores and freshmen, a couple of juniors. But thing about it, I love the kids that's here. I love how hard they work. You know, they ain't got no quit in them. And here go the number one thing about our guys. They great students, you know, so they going to school. It ain't got to be basketball, but they going to school, and that's what means a lot. That's 100 for me.
Cause you had a kid go to SMU.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? An inner city kid go to SMU, so they just say a lot about himself, about the program. Cause
Right.
it's a lot of kids in the DFW.
And this is the thing, when we started talking about our program and education, our program, like, I put this against anybody in the country. We had 3 kids that come through that were the valedictorian here. Another kid was salutatorian. We got 2 kids right now got a chance to be the valedictorian of their class. So education is a big part of what we do here. Like you say, SMU, how many kids you getting out the inner city going to SMU, man?
Man, the last kid I remember from Dallas that went to SMU is
Larry Johnson, he signed there, but he never played there.
Not Larry Johnson. It was the kid from Kimball.
Kimball, a basketball kid?
The light-skinned guy. I can't.
Oh,
Keith Frazier.
Keith
Frazier was out.
I think he transferred in there, so I don't know if he went right out of high school.
I don't know, but
He was
the
a
last
bad boy.
kid that he was the last inner city.
Oh, okay, yeah, that out of DISD.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
As far as basketball, I don't know about football, but
But
basketball.
you're right. I don't know, and I could be wrong, but I don't know a lot of kids that came out of DISD that played basketball at SMU. Not right off hand.
Yeah, so that's big right there to be able to accomplish that. What do you have planned going forward? Cause what is your goal? I heard you speak on like retirement, not today or tomorrow, but like, you know.
I mean, it's coming, man, and you know, you can't keep doing the same thing. I've been doing this for 20 plus years. I've always wanted to coach my kids. And I got, my youngest son is in the 8th grade, so he'll be sure. So I told him, I said, when you done, I'm gonna be done. And he said, no, Dad, no. I said, well, we'll see. So I don't know, man. You know, you wake up every day, and if I can keep up waking up every day like I'm waking up and feeling like I'm feeling in, you know, I don't know how long I'm gonna go. So, and that's the thing. But you always gotta have a starting point and a stopping point. You gotta say, well, this is where I want to stop, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that.
How many games have you won, Coach?
Shit. See, you got to ask Miss Daphne.